my name's James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why interest rates should be dropping already, why the Bank of England has possibly made a mistake waiting, because right now we're really hitting the UK economy. We're in a recession officially already, or a technical recession as they like to call it. Unemployment is looking like it's going to creep up. Vacancies for jobs is on the way down. Mortgage payments arrears is up. Rental pressure is on for a lot of people as well. And so all of that really feeds into the fact that interest rates should already be moving down. Now, before we jump into this, as always, if you haven't done, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit the bell notification. We've got new content every single day, nearly 700 videos. We've got 20,000 subscribers here, and we've had millions of views on the channel now. So make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss out, and smash the like button or tickle the like button. Do something to that like button over there. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. That's what's got more viewers on here, and probably you watching this video. So make sure you give it a quick like over there. So, interest rates. Now, inflation is the problem, right? That's the problem, and that's what's caused interest rates to rise. And so that was caused by a lot of different things. We were printing tons of money in the pandemic. In fact, there's Rishi Sunak adverts at the moment on YouTube, which I've never seen before. You may have seen one before this, where he talks about how much they spent on the furlough scheme and the bounce back loans. He said it was 400 billion that we paid for that. Then we were just printing money just to get the economy going, which we kind of kept it going. And then we had wars all around the world and tons of things. There's loads of different things that fed into inflation. And so inflation hit 11% in the UK. And some people got hit even harder than that, because that was an average, right? But if you're on a lower income and all you buy is food and energy, you got hit significantly harder than just 11%. And so it was a really, really tough time for a lot of people, but particularly people on lower income. So the Bank of England has to come along and they have to do something. And the only tool they've got in their toolbox is to raise interest rates. So they did that, and they did it 14 times consecutively. I think now we've held for 4. And what we're looking at now is interest rates are in what we call restrictive territory. So the interest rates at the moment are up here at 5.25%. This is what the Bank of England's base rate is, 5.25%. Now, inflation is down here at 4%. 4%. So we've got this middle bit here, which is the restrictive part, that's making people's lives harder, right? It's making things more expensive. Now, the bigger this gap here, then the more restrictive the interest rate is. Now, interest rates are dropping. If you look at something, inflation is dropping. I look at a site called Trueflation. That's more what the inflation's like today. And we can forecast what it's going to move to. And it's in the 2% range at the moment, 2.5% odd. Remember, the government stuff is such a lagging indicator. Right now, inflation is way better than it was. And so things aren't going up. They haven't gone down necessarily, but they're not going up as much. Now, if you move this down and just said inflation was at 2% here, that means this gap, which is 1.25 there, is now 3.25. So anytime inflation comes down, we're getting more restrictive. The pain increases, keeping the interest rate up. And what economists say needs to happen is, as inflation goes down, rather than waiting to hit 2%, because if you wait to hit 2%, you're hitting people with this amount of pain rather than this amount of pain over here, right? And so when we were at 11%, the interest rates weren't causing us massive pain at that point. But now the inflation is down here, we are getting that pain. And now actual real inflation is moving down to this 2% level. We are in more of a restrictive point. I hope I've explained that correctly and that makes sense, or not correctly, because that is correct. I hope I've explained it in a way that it makes sense, right? So if you leave that rate there and inflation drops, the bigger the gap, the more pain the average person on the street has. The more pain you have with your mortgage, the more pain you have with your credit card, the more pain you have with everything. And what the economists are saying is this needs to move down now, not wait till May, because we're already in a recession. Inflation is going to drop, right? Yes, there's a chance it will go up because of the Red Sea stuff and things like that. But it's not looking as likely as we were expecting that to happen. And even the Bank of England saying inflation could creep up at the end of the year. But there's an argument to say, let it just be at 2.5% for a while, but bring the interest rates down. You see, one of these things here, and one of the things that's in the basket of goods. So they have a basket of goods and they say, right, this basket of goods is what we're looking at for inflation. They look at an apple, they look at whatever, a computer, all these different things. One of the things they look at is rent. What's happening at the moment is rents are going through the roof. And the rents are going through the roof because the interest rates are really high, and that meant that a ton of landlords quit. Other things made them quit as well. Legislation, EPCs, Section 24. There's certain reasons why people left, but interest rates is another reason why landlords are leaving. Less landlords means more competition from tenants to get property. That drives up the rents significantly. And that is also adding to your inflation number. What's also happening is if the landlords keep the property, which some are, they just pass on the interest increase. We've had to do that with some of ours because otherwise it wouldn't stack up. We wouldn't be able to get a mortgage on the property if we didn't increase the mortgage, the rental payment. And that is pushing inflation up. A rental increase, which on average at the moment is 10% a year, way more than this inflation over here, that is something that's going to last. Your energy costs will come down. That's a given. Not everything else will come down. Things will just stay as they are. But if you get a rental increase, let's say you pay £1,000 rent, that's £100 extra every single month, and that will not drop again at any stage. That rent will stay high, that will hit that person harder, and that's a problem. And so I feel that the government, not necessarily the government, the Bank of England even, need to look at moving these interest rates now. Not waiting anymore. Next meeting, we need to move down. Doesn't have to be 1%. Let's just go down 0.25%. Show that we're moving in the right direction, because at the moment, the mortgage lenders, they are now putting rates up because of the unpredictability and the uncertainty. They're having to put prices up themselves, and that's not good for anyone. So that's why I feel, and this is not just my opinion, I've read a lot about this, keeping the interest rate high up there as we're on the way down is causing significantly more pain than we need. We're already in a recession. It's time to just get this stuff moving in the right direction. Let me know your thoughts and opinion on this. Do share this video with some people that you know would be interested. Like, subscribe, and check out the Fundamentals of Property Investing, our program. It's got 100 videos. It will teach you everything about property investing for less than 50 quid. I'm going to link that in the description below. Do check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.